everybody, so today I'm coming at you with a video about the new Sonia Kashuk brush set. If you haven't seen it, I know people have been putting videos out on YouTube about it, but Sonia Kashuk has a new limited edition brush set out, and I finally got my hands on it. It's not the easiest thing to find. I've heard other people say they had a hard time finding it, and I also did. For the longest time, both the Targets closest to me were sold out, and there were a couple of times when I checked in the morning and it was in stock, and then by the time I got out of work, it was not available anymore. So you can go on the Target website, or if you have the Target app, and it'll tell you if your store has it in stock or not, and it'll save you a trip if they don't have it. So I would definitely check your store before you go. You're probably thinking, like, just frickin' show me already. Anyway, so this is the brush set. It's the Sonia Kashuk celebrating 15 years of award-winning brushes. So you get 15 brushes, and it comes in this big package like this. You get face brushes and eye brushes. So you get a powder brush, a blusher brush, a dual fiber buffing brush, a synthetic angled multi-purpose brush, a contour brush, foundation brush, concealer brush, blending brush, crease brush, small eyeshadow brush, fluffy eyeshadow brush, precision smudge brush, synthetic angled liner brush, that's the liner brush, smudge brush, and a spoolie. So you get all of these. The price of this is $39.99 at Target. If you have a Target Red card, like the credit card, or a Target check card, you get 5% off. So I mean, it's not a lot, but it's better than nothing. So yes, this is the brush set. I have not used the brushes yet. I have taken them out and kind of felt them, and they feel really, really soft. I'm going to actually, fully wash them and use them, and I'll come back later in this video, just because, I mean, just me telling you what brushes it comes with is not really going to help you decide whether you want to go out and buy it or not. So I'm going to use them first and let you know if it's really worth it or not, if it's worth the $40. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use these, and I will be back to you guys with an update. It's been about a week, so I've been using the brushes for about a week, and I'm just going to go through and kind of tell you the brushes I like, what I use them for, and whatnot. First of all, before I start, I'm just going to say that I love these brushes. I've had Sonia Kashuk brushes in the past, and I've liked them, but I'm not in love with them. They do the job, but they're not I wouldn't consider them amazing. So I wasn't going into these brushes with I didn't think I was going to love them. I just thought that, I wouldn't hurt for me to have some extra brushes. So that was the main reason why I bought it. But now that I've purchased them and I've actually used them, I can definitely say that I feel like the quality has improved. I haven't bought a Sonia Kashuk brush in a while, but the quality of these is very nice, and they work very nice. So I've used most of them, so I'll just go ahead and start going into it. So the first one is this one, which was the powder brush, and it's just a big fluffy brush. And once all of these, I don't know how well I showed them in the package, but they all have a royal purple handle, and then they have a gold, I don't know the term for this part, but it's gold, and then the hairs are purple. But this is I believe this is the powder brush. I did use this for powder. It works very well. I normally use the Real Techniques powder brush, which looks like this. This one is a lot more dense than this one is. This one's definitely not as dense, but it does the same job. I use this as my setting brush for my setting powder, and it worked perfectly fine. Then there's the blush brush, which just looks like this. This worked fine too for blush. I mean, it fits right on the apple of your cheek really good, and you know, it picks up just the right amount of product, so this brush works really well too. I did use the, I forget what they called this brush, but I used this one, and it, you know, I was hoping it'd be a good dupe for the, that NARS brush that kind of looks like this. I don't own that, so I guess I don't really have anything to compare it to, but I did use this one as a contour with my bronzer, and it just didn't work very well. It put like too much of a harsh line. Like when I applied it, I like had this like harsh line, and I felt like I was trying to do more work to blend the line out, and I just felt like this was making the process longer versus trying to make it easier. So I wasn't a big fan of this brush. Maybe one day I'll find like another use for it, but this was not one of my favorites. This one, which is like this dome-shaped one, I did not use this to apply foundation. I did try and use it like kind of like the Sigma F80, where a lot of people use that to set concealer. I tried that with this, and it just didn't work very well because it doesn't fit in the corner very well at all. The Sigma F80 comes to a point, so it makes it a little bit easier, but I still want to try this with foundation, but as of right now, I'm kind of on the fence about this brush because I haven't really used it for anything other than that. I'm sure I could probably find another purpose for it, but I haven't really tried to do that, so I can't really say anything bad or good about this brush. This brush, which was this, I believe it was called like the angled buffing brush. I use this for my foundation, and I love it. Normally for my foundation, I use the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, which looks like this. And I use this, and it does just the same job. It works very good for foundation. It wasn't streaky. It didn't like just settle into my pores. It was, you know, it applied it very well. So this is definitely a new favorite foundation application brush for me. This one, which is just your standard foundation brush, I didn't use this. I usually don't use these. I don't like using these to apply my foundation or my concealer really, so I can't really say much about this brush either because I didn't use it. Next is just I have been using the spoolie. This is the eyebrow spoolie just to comb through my eyebrows. This works, just does the job. This is, that's one thing I wish like that they would put like kind of what the name of the brush is. They don't put the name of the brush on the handle anywhere. It just says Sonia Kashuk on all of the brushes. But anyway, this is the fluffy, like the big fluffy eyeshadow brush. I use this to apply kind of like my transition color, like kind of right here before I do any other color. This works very well. It is really big though, so if you're somebody with small eyelids, this probably isn't going to be a good brush for you because it's going to take up like your whole eyelid. But I don't have small eyelids, so this works for me very well, and I really like this one. This would be kind of like comparable to like the MAC 224 kind of. I think I actually have that brush, so. But that's kind of what they look like side to side. This one is a little bit thicker. Like as you can see, this one's skinnier down here versus this one. So, but that's what that looks like. Then they have this. This is kind of like an like it's a flat, like it's weird because it's like a flat fluffy brush. I don't really know how to explain it. It's not round like this one. It is flat, but it's hard to tell, but it is. I haven't used this yet, but the only thing I can think that I would use this for is kind of like applying my highlight on my brow bone. It's too big for me, I feel like, to apply my lid color because I don't feel like it'd give me the control I would want because it's so big. But it's good. I mean, like I said, I'd probably use it to apply like my eyebrow highlight. There's this brush, which is kind of like a skinnier shader brush. It's not as big as the other fluffy brush. As you can see, there's an obvious size difference. This brush is really good for crease work. I've been using this to apply my crease color. This is very comparable to the MAC 217, which I have that brush, so I will hold them side to side. So this is what the two look like side to side. They're almost identical. You know, they kind of, like, they have the same density, like, they look the same to me. So this brush is very good dupe for the MAC 217 brush. Then this is the, I forgot what they call this one, but it's just a really small eyeshadow brush. It's like short and stubby and small. I have been using this to apply my inner tear duct color, like right here, because it's nice and small and you can get right in there without kind of bothering your eye, and it works really well for that. This brush, haven't used this one. This is kind of like a small, like, concealer type applicator brush. Like I said, I don't really use those types of brushes to apply my concealer, so I have not used this one yet. This one is a very nice brush. It's this pointy, comes to a point, and it's very good for applying like a cut crease type deal. I use it like for the darkest color of my crease, and I like it because I can just get right into my crease with it. Like I said, it's like this dome shaped pointy brush, so it works very well for that. This brush too is also kind of like a dome shaped brush, but it's not, as you can see, it's not the same. This one has more, it's like fatter, and it's doesn't come to as much of a point. But this could also be used for crease work, just not as, it's going to apply more versus using that one because it's bigger, but it's kind of used for the same purpose, I would say. And then there's one more brush that I cannot find at the moment. I don't know where it went. You know how sometimes just like you just lose stuff on your makeup table and you don't know where it went, and then like a couple of days later it just appears. I don't really know how that works, but it happens to me all the time. But what it was it was basically like a brush like this. It was an angled brush like this. It looked almost just like this one, and I have been using that to put my draw my eyebrows on, and it works very well. It's very nice and firm, so it's not flimsy or anything, so it works very well. So I really like that brush too. So overall, I was very pleased with most of these brushes. Like I said, there's a couple that I couldn't really find uses for. I'm sure I will eventually, but definitely worth the $39.99. I know that seems like a steep price to some of you that aren't used to buying the more expensive brushes, but it's such a good deal if you are trying to build your brush collection, or you just need new makeup brushes, because not only do you get the eye brushes, but you get the face brushes, so you're getting like a little bit of everything. And for, $39.99 is not that bad, considering like one MAC brush is upwards, I feel like they start at like $20, so not a bad deal at all. I don't know if I said it earlier in the video, but these are limited edition. They are not permanent. I'm not sure how long Target will be keeping them. Usually, again, definitely would recommend these brushes. Worth the money. They work well. They're not cheap. So yes, if you guys have any questions about the brushes, just feel free to ask me below, and I will try and get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.